Hi there, Yoga Mama Jess here. I'm so glad to see you and hope you're having a great day so far. Now, something that we think about in yoga is that it can be very calming and very relaxing. Something we might not always think about is that it is also very strengthening. Now, I like to say yoga is very strengthening for both your mind and your body. However, sometimes we might want to focus on one muscle group to strengthen a little bit more. And today I want to show you how yoga can do that by working on our arms and our shoulders. So start by finding a comfortable seated pose, and then just take a little rock side to side. Feel those sits bones pressing down onto the ground. Now find your way back to center. Press both sits bones down equally. Bring your arms down to your sides and just take a few moments here to find your breath. Start by breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. Good, starting to breathe in and out, making each breath a little bit deeper. Now with your next inhale, let's add a little movement with the arms, warming up those shoulders. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, release the arms down. Good, just keep moving here, moving with your breath. With each inhale, breathe in a little bit deeper, reach up a little bit taller. This time, inhale the arms overhead. On your exhale, bring your arms straight out to the sides, palms down, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Doesn't look like we're doing a whole lot here, but I promise those shoulders are going to start talking to us in just a couple of breaths. Inhale. Mine are starting to warm up. I hope yours are too. Take one more nice deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, release the arms down. Maybe a little shoulder roll, shake them out. And then just roll forward, come into your table pose with your hands below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. Let's start with a couple cats and cows. On your inhale, drop your belly, turn your gaze up. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tail. Keep moving here. You know this is always my favorite way to start a yoga practice. It's my favorite way to start the day. Good, one more. Inhale, breathe in deep, really drop the belly. Exhale, rounding up, cat stretch. And come back to your table. Finding your spinal balance. Start by reaching your right arm forward. When you're ready, extend your left leg back behind you. Maybe keep your toes on the ground for now. Once you find that balance, go ahead and lift that leg. Keep your gaze looking straight down, so you're drawing a nice long line from right fingertips down to your left heel. Remember, hold this pose, don't hold your breath. Feel the core fire up a little bit. Inhale, reach the body a little bit longer. Exhale, release, other side, reach your left arm forward. When you're ready, right leg goes back. Maybe your toes stay down to start. And then find your balance. Lift that right leg, reach back through your heel. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. One more time, right arm forward, left leg back. Now stay here, or for something different, reach your right arm to the right, left leg to the left. I like to call this our awkward airplane. The first thing you might have noticed is that that core fired up right away. Now keep this pose, but add some movement with our breath. So on your inhale, bring everything back to the midline. Exhale, open it up, awkward airplane. Good. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, open up. Keep moving with your breath. Now this is good shoulder work here. However, you might also notice that that hip is warming up really quickly. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, reach it out. This time, inhale, come back to center, reach through the fingertips, reach through that left heel. Exhale, release, table pose, take a little cat stretch. And other side. Left arm forward, right leg back. Now when you're ready, reach the left arm out to the left, right leg out to the right. Adding that movement. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, open up. Good. Keep moving with your breath. And remember, one side might feel quite different than the other. That's normal. You got it. Nice, steady breath. This time, inhale, reach the body a little bit longer. Exhale, release, little cat stretch. And find your way back to center. Now, from your table pose, just move your hands one handprint forward so they're slightly in front of your shoulders. Now spread your fingers, plant your palms, tuck your toes and lift those hips, downward facing dog. Now while our focus today is on strengthening the upper body, that is not what you should feel here in this downward dog. We should actually send more of our weight back to our hips and just let the upper body relax. Let your head hang, relax your neck, slide those shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, come back down to your table, but don't let those knees touch the ground. Oh, good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back to your table. Let those knees hover. You got it. And you know where we're going with this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now, I know we are thinking, let's move this a little bit faster, but I promise you, the slower you move it, the more you will feel this pose in your entire body. You got it. Two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Hover the knees. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Hover the knees. Hold it here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Entire body is getting stronger right at this moment. And then gently lower the knees down. Untuck your toes. Little child's pose. For a nice stretch on the shoulders, just bring the arms down next to your legs. Now reach the arms out in front of you. Lift up, come back to your table pose. Now tuck your toes and make your way into a plank. Shift forward so that your shoulders are over your wrists. Now, as an option, you can always come down to one knee or both knees But we want to keep those hips in a straight line. We don't want the booty to stick up. So find your plank here. Walk your hands in just a little bit closer. And now, inhale, lift your right arm out. Exhale, right arm down. Inhale, left arm out. Exhale, left arm down. That's right. Keep moving. Now, sometimes it is good to rock those hips and maybe shake that booty a little bit, but not here in this plank pose. We want the lower body to be steady. So if you feel those hips rocking, maybe just come down to your knees. You got it. Hang in there. Use that breath. Inhale, right arm out. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm out. Exhale, release. Now from here, walk your hands just a little bit wider than those shoulders. I know we're dying here. Lift those hips, downward facing dog. When I told you that the downward facing dog was actually a break for the upper body, you might not have believed me, but this time around, I hope that this feels like a really good stretch for the upper body. But let's keep moving. Inhale, shift forward, come back to that plank. Exhale, lift those hips. Pull that belly button up to your spine. Good. Inhale, shift forward, nice and controlled and slow. Inhale, lift. Ooh, so while we feel those arms and shoulders working, this is an added bonus that we're getting some extra core work as well. Who doesn't love working the core? You got it. Two more. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale. One more. Inhale to plank. Exhale. Lift those hips. From your downward facing dog, take a nice big inhale. Really stretch through the spine. Exhale, gently lower down. Untuck the toes, sink those hips. Whew. Maybe circle out the wrists and reverse the circle. And of course, I always think it feels good to bring the arms down, so maybe give those shoulders a little stretch as well. All right, team, one more plank pose, but this time we're going to come forward and take our plank on our elbows. So before we do, come all the way onto your belly and bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders. Now, as a little trick, you can clasp opposite elbows. That is where you want your elbows to stay. And also, take a look at this. We don't want to sink into those shoulders. Press down through the elbows. Keep that spine nice and long. Reach out through the neck. All right, so elbows below the shoulders. Hands out in front of you. Maybe you clasp your hands if that feels better. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Forearm plank. Good. So we'll stay here for just a couple breaths because I know the plank is always a crowd favorite. And then we're going to move into our dolphin pose. Now, please be mindful of this pose. If you have any shoulder injuries, you might just want to stay here in your forearm plank. So as we move into our dolphin pose, we start to walk our feet in towards our elbows. And now you want your head to totally relax here. Let your head hang in between your arms. So walking your feet, so you're right, this looks like a downward facing dog, but we're on our elbows rather than our hands. That's perfect. However, I want you to put a little bit more weight into the upper body. Really trust those forearms. So maybe you keep your legs back a little bit more, but just shift your weight forward. Feel that? And then as you're ready, you can start to walk your feet in a little bit closer. Maybe, just to give those forearms a test, You lift one leg. Oh yeah, there it is. Those arms are holding us up. And then maybe just for fun, try lifting the other leg. Now, dolphin pose is a prep pose for a forearm balance. So for those of you crazy kids out there, go ahead and just lift both legs. For the rest of us, we're going to keep one foot down on the ground, maybe two. Now slowly start to walk back into that forearm plank. We're still breathing. We're still smiling. I see it. Now drop your knees, press it back, child's pose. Maybe a little rock side to side. Maybe you bring your arms down next to your legs and just take a little rock. I think it's safe to say we warmed up all angles of the shoulder this morning. Now bring your arms out in front of you. Lift up into a table pose. Now we're going to take one of my favorite shoulder stretches. I like to call it a puppy pose because this is also a great option for any day when you're not feeling that downward facing dog. So it's very important to keep those hips lined up over your knees and then start to walk your hands out in front of you. Walk, walk, walk. Now maybe you bring your forehead down to your mat. If you've got a little more flexibility, you can bring your chin down to your mat. And then just really walk those arms forward, reach out through those fingertips. Oh, this should feel so good. It's such a great stretch for the shoulders. It should feel so nice on that spine. And then slowly walk your way back into your table pose. And then just slide onto one hip or the other, finding a comfortable seated pose. Good morning, shoulders. All right, so we worked those shoulders really, really tough today. I want to take one more really great shoulder stretch. It's our eagle arms. So reach your arms straight out to the sides. Now bring your arms together with your right arm on top, left arm underneath, and then give yourself a big hug. I never think we get enough hugs in the day, and now I'm like really craving hugs because I can't give anyone a hug except for my girls, but that's not the same as giving hugs to everybody. So keeping your right elbow on top, bring the forearms up. Now maybe the back sides of your hands meet. That's perfect. If you've got a little bit more flexibility, wrap your arms around until your palms meet. Remember, don't force anything. And then from here, lift your elbows up to shoulder height. Press the elbows forward. Oh yeah. And then maybe drop your hands forward slightly. This is probably the best stretch to get right in between those shoulder blades. And what likes to hang out in between those shoulder blades? Stress and tension. So these little eagle arms are great to do anytime. Keep pressing the elbows forward, dropping the hands forward. Inhale, press it forward a little bit more. Exhale, gently release. And the best thing about eagle arms, we get to do it twice. So reach your arms out in front of you. This time, left arm on top, right arm under. Give yourself a big hug. And then keeping the left elbow on top, start to wrap the forearms. Again, maybe just the back sides of your hands meet. Maybe you can keep wrapping so your palms meet. And keep in mind, one side is probably going to feel a lot different than the other. Now lift those elbows, press the elbows forward, and then drop those hands forward just a little bit. Oh, money stretch right here. And just think, I didn't even make you guys do any push-ups today. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Inhale, press the arms out a little bit more. Exhale, gently unwind. Oh, roll out those shoulders. Now, keep your hands to your side, hands on your knees, maybe hands to your heart. I'd like to thank you so very much for joining me. Thank you so much for bringing those big, strong arms and shoulders with you to practice today. I hope you have a beautiful day, and until next time, namaste.